Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in for this paranormal pit stop. Tonight, we'll be exploring the campus of an infinitely prestigious Ivy League university located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, that derives its moniker from its first benefactor, John Harvard, and that's recognized as one of the oldest institutions of higher learning in the whole of the United States, consistently ranking amongst the top universities not just in the country but on the planet, and shrouded in an impressive assortment of age-old urban legends and persistent tales of chilling ghostly activity. Are you prepared to brave the history and hauntings of the one and only Harvard University? Historically, Harvard was first established in 1636 under vote of the Great and General Court of the Massachusetts Bay Colony. A year later, in 1637, it would purchase a plot of land intended for campus use, which was located right around where Harvard Yard now lies, and in 1638, the school would acquire the first printing press in the United States. While Harvard was never officially affiliated with any particular religion, a 1643 publication would list the school's purpose as to advance learning and perpetuate it to posterity, dreading to leave an illiterate ministry to the churches when our present ministers shall lie in dust, which we feel strangely mirrors many of our current generational worries and divides. And a bulk of its earliest graduates would go on to act as prominent clergymen at Puritan churches. Through the institution's younger years, the town of Cambridge, under the guidance of its local Puritan minister, would support Harvard to the fullest extent, maintaining order across campus while providing financial and economic assistances. However, by 1700, the school had grown to the point of sustaining itself, and through various projects was even contributing in local economic expansion, in the improvement of public health, and in the construction of various local roads, meeting houses, and schools. From 1718 to 1720, Massachusetts Hall was constructed, and while a slew of buildings formerly predated its existence, all earlier structures would either be replaced or destroyed, marking this particular hall as the campus's oldest surviving building. In 1782, Harvard Med School, or at the time the Massachusetts Medical College, was established as the third oldest medical institution of learning in the United States, and in 1817, Harvard Law was formed, and now stands as the oldest continuously operated law school in the whole of the nation. In 1906, Massachusetts Medical would move to its current location and was re-established as Harvard Medical School. In 1908, Harvard Business was established, and within just a few years of its founding, in light of the university's massive reputation, business owners everywhere would begin specifically seeking out Harvard alumni for starting positions at various firms. Through the early 20th century, Harvard would earn a reputation internationally for its scholarship and unparalleled learning environment, and following massive endowments and subsequent expansion, its student populace would boom under new grad schools and a larger undergrad program. Through World War II, Harvard was one of only 131 colleges and universities to partake in the V-12 Navy College Training Program, which offered a direct path to commission. During this same period, women would be admitted to attend the university for the first time, and additionally, in 1945, Harvard Med would welcome its first class of female students, following a committee's conclusion that male students would all do better from observing and learning to view the opposite sex as equals, that female doctors were more apt at treating lower-paid employees appropriately, and that the lowest-performing third of each entering class of men could simply be replaced by superior female students. Harvard remains open into the present, accommodating around 30,000 students, while offering 50 undergrad majors, 134 grad degrees, and 32 professional degrees. While Harvard has long enjoyed its reputation as one of the top schools on the earth as we know it, it also harbors a much darker reputation, one built from a mountain of campus fables and ghost stories that have been passed through generations of alumni. The Wadsworth House was constructed in 1726 for then president of Harvard, Benjamin Wadsworth. It sits as the second oldest structure on campus, and for a time, it even hosted General George Washington's first Massachusetts headquarters. Those who have braved the old property have reported extreme cold spots and encounters with apparitions in colonial-era garb, and one famous documentation even tells of how years ago, a cleaning lady was vacuuming on site alone when she observed a grim-looking silhouette in a tricorn hat and cloak, who descended the stairs slowly, made his way to the door, and left without a word. The Apthorpe House, which is the eldest portion of the Adams House, is rumored to be haunted by the ghosts of Revolutionary War soldiers and by the spirit of General John Burgoyne. At University Hall, many claim one can still hear the sounds of a massive 1818 food fight that resulted in the expulsion of an entire sophomore class, and those passing Memorial Hall, which was constructed through the late 19th century to honor those students who fought for the Union during the Civil War, have told of ghostly faces spied peering from the building's windows after dark, and of shadowy silhouettes that wander its lawn and surrounding grounds. The Lowell House, which derives its name from former President Abbott Lawrence Lowell, is rumored to be stalked by the restless spirit of his sister Amy, a Pulitzer Prize-winning poet whose unfulfilled dream, sadly, was to attend Harvard in a time when women were still barred from higher education. Amy's presence is said to make itself known by way of manifesting phantom wafts of her favorite cigar, and a handful of accounts have told of run-ins with another male spirit on site, which many have since concluded is likely the soul of former housemaster Elliot Perkins. Constructed in 1870, Weld Hall was designed as one of a two-part addition issued under Ware and Van Brunt, the other portion of which was Memorial Hall. Some of the most spine-tingling of Harvard's legends have originated from students residing at Weld, with reports detailing disturbing knocking and scratching noises heard from within the walls, objects sighted moving on their own, floating in midair, or personal possessions that go missing entirely only to turn up later in strange places, and encounters with full-bodied apparitions in clothing spanning the ages, some that appear within the locked rooms of those sleeping, to wake them in the middle of the night with an indescribable chill. Lastly, during a 1999 renovation of Holden Chapel, like something straight out of a horror movie, a bulldozer in the basement would hit a wall that would collapse to reveal a pile of unidentified human remains. And even more disturbing, early inspections would dictate the pile of bones had been mutilated following death. While at first this may conjure images of some satanic ritual or brutal serial killer, today we're pretty certain these remains uncovered were actually those that once belonged to the school's early medical classes for experimentation. Regardless, these mishandled remains are thought to have left their own supernatural marring upon the once holy place of worship, and many traipsing its bounds have reported rapid and inexplicable temperature changes, strange chemical smells with no discernible source, the constant feelings of being watched or followed, and run-ins with the manifestation of old-timey medical students and instructors who seem unaware that their final summer break may never arrive. Thanks for tuning in for this Paranormal Pit Stop. If you enjoyed our histories and ghost stories, subscribe to our channel, like this upload, and share us with anyone you feel could use a good scare. We'll catch you next time.